you hear me? I've never needed one of these before, so, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, graduates and honored guests. I would like to personally welcome you to the 117th commencement of Newport Business Institute. My name is Mr. Raymond Robleski, or Mr. W, as all the students call me. As you can guess, Mr. Robleski is tough to get out. I'm the director in the MBI and your MC for tonight. Now, what I'd like to do now is just tell you how it's going to work for the people in the back. We've already told the graduates, but they're going to be tested on this later. So we're going to tell you, and we're going to test you to see how well you do it. As the students' names are called, they're going to get up and come around this end, okay? They're going to stand here and shake hands with me while I give them their degree. I promise to keep them there for as long as I can. Then they're going to go across the stage and meet with their advisor, who will give them a flower, and also that's a great photo op. I just asked that you can come up and take the photos at that time, but just be when you take your photograph, when you're done, make sure you go back to your seat quickly because there's other parents who are going to come up and you don't want to get in their way. So I appreciate that. Also, if you have your phones on and any beepers, please turn them to vibrate. I'd appreciate it. At this time, I would like to introduce the Reverend Darlene Rennick, who will do the invocation.
Thank you. Are we still on here? Yeah. What a privilege to share and honor you on this very, very special day, and your families and the instructors who have brought you to this point. And so I do want to personally congratulate each one of you for a job well done. So I'm going to ask that we all stand now as we invite the very creator of life to be part of this wonderful celebration. O God, who has created humankind and all things, we give thanks to you. You have placed in each of us a creative spirit as we are made in your image. You are Creator God, and you are in charge of putting all things in their rightful place. When we call upon you, you are always more than willing to do so. And so won't you now be welcomed into this presence with your holy and wonderful presence. As we do the work of graduating these, your children, won't you bless each of them and their households with the endurance of your benevolence and your creative spirit. Be with us now as we proceed in your magnificent name. And everyone said, amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Reverend. At this time, I'd like to introduce the staff and instructors of Newport Business Institute. Would you please stand when your name is called? Brian Mullins, president of the organization, even though he isn't here right now. Kelly May. Dawn Acker, assistant director of VA management instructor. Rose Leifritz, director of financial aid. Sharon Carter, assistant financial aid director. Oh, let me rephrase that. Sharon, I'm not your secretary. Assistant financial aid director. Marlene Howe, the registrar. You haven't noticed she's wearing blue, so. Bill Lamon, network instructor, administrator of that. Mary Jacobs, admissions coordinator. Nancy Donaducci, Director of Graduate Services. And I'd like a special round of applause because if it wasn't for Nancy, we wouldn't be in this great place, please. Okay, now our faculty, the Dean of Students and Academic or Accounting Instructor, Michael Joma. Microcomputer Accounting Instructor, Carla Shank. Medical Program Instructor Maria Shear. Medical Teaching Assistants Lynette Burrows. Another round of applause. Lynette just finished, graduate just this week or this month. Admissions Coordinator and Fashion Instructor Linda Zende. Our Online Director Andrea Acker. Student concierge and graduate services coordinator Stephanie Landman. LMS support specialist Brian Nichols. And our online instructor Rita Broswood. Okay, now we've got that out of the way. I'd like to start by saying, first off, congratulations to all of you in the front who are anxiously waiting to get your degrees at home. At orientation, probably a lot of you remember this, but I told you that our approach to teaching is that we teach you first to crawl, and then to walk, and then to run. Well, you've done your crawling. Maybe that was during a Michael Choma conning test, where you were chomatized, walking into walls, looking for water. Or maybe it was that A&P test that lasted forever. Or maybe it was another Carol Silva's letter. Or how about Don Acker lecturing on and on and on and on. But tonight, you will proudly walk the aisles to receive your degree or diploma. Tomorrow, you will run headlong into your future. I'm confident that you will meet any and all challenges with the same determination that you have right here tonight. And again, congratulations. Before we award the degrees and diplomas, I would like to introduce Ms. Melissa Gizzi, our graduate speaker for the class of 2011. Melissa completed our medical management degree with flying colors. She will be continuing her education at Chatham University in biology. Let us all welcome Melissa.
I learned about Newport from high school senior week. When they came in and described the college and the small settings, and it was what I wanted. I graduated with a class of 54 from my high school, so the small environment was perfect. My journey to become who I am and who I am becoming started September 8th. At orientation, we did many things as a memory game, learned about our classes, met our new computer teacher, Ms. Shank, and some had the opportunity to walk away with $10. Now, I tell this story constantly because I'm a short one, so why not pick on the short one? So the challenge was to dot a sheet of piece of paper above the line. If you could dot the sheet of paper above the line, you could receive $5. You got a second opportunity to dot above your first dot. If you did that, you got another $5. Me being the short one, got picked on. Obviously, dotted the first line, I got my $5. I got to risk it all, and I walked away with $10 on the first day of orientation. I was pretty excited. The first week of school was pretty rough, getting back into work again and getting the sleep pattern back together. And I didn't know anybody, so it was kind of tough. So one day in our medical class, all I heard behind me was, "What's your next class? Where is your next class? What the crap is she talking about? Should I call you Missy or Melissa? If you want me to leave you alone, just tell me." Her name was Dawn Sadwag. And ever since then, I never told her to leave me alone. Then she took the summer off and left me. So I became friends with two of my best friends as of today, Dana Ogden and Amber Sylvester, which we were the trouble group. We always got ourselves in trouble. Whether we were doing it right or wrong, it was a trouble. Newport isn't what I would call a regular college. We're like one big family. We're always there to help each other, and we're always there to cover each other's back. If you had something to say and you needed it to be said, you said it and you were heard. Even if the problem was difficult or not, it was attempted to be fixed. So I like to tell the new students when they come in not to be afraid to ask questions because there were always a school there to help, which I love. My time at Newport has not just been all work. I quickly became active in student services and mentors. My first year here, we raised money and walked the race to the cure in Pittsburgh. As tiny as a school as we are, we raised $1,200 that first year. The second year, I don't exactly remember what we made, but we doubled it, at least. So it was a pretty big accomplishment for our little school. We held luncheons every other week with different and silly themes. We had food drives, fundraisers, and silly little competitions just to keep our days fun. At this time, I would also like to thank my family for always being there and backing my decisions. You guys are my rock when I needed it most. You never stopped pushing me to achieve more. My teachers for believing in me and yet again always pushing me to achieve. My biggest inspiration would have to be my pap though, and I apologize. He was always telling everyone about my grades, my 4.0, my straight A's. He was always very proud of me. At this point at school, I was in my externship. This time of school was probably the most influential for me. There was a lot I learned about myself and my future. During my externship, I hit one of the hardest times of my life. My pap passed away. He passed away from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and only 10% of his heart working. This is when I realized that what I was put on this earth to do. I wanted to study it hard and become a cardiologist. I not only wanted to do this for me, but to honor my pap. So here I stand today beginning a new chapter in my life. This morning I moved into Chatham University. They accepted all my credits from Newport and I will be studying as a junior on Monday. I will be studying to receive my bachelor's degree in biology, my master's as a physician assistant, and then I will have the opportunity to work and go to medical school to become a cardiologist I dreamed of becoming. I cannot believe how planned out my future is when just 2 years ago I had not a clue what I wanted to do. It just proves that if you set your mind to it, you dream it, anything is possible. So tonight I can officially end this chapter of my life and start a new one. My past has not let me down, and I believe my next chapter will not either. My chapter here at Newport has been one I will always cherish.
Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, stand up and let, oh, you are. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. Our speaker tonight, he doesn't need any introduction. Anyone associated with Newport Business Institute knows that the name of Michael J. Joma should be chiseled on the wall above the name. For over 30 years, he's given his time, his effort, his expertise unselfishly to students in order to make them better men and women. Graduates who have attended here inevitably ask, is Mr. Joma still around? And like that legendary fine wine, yes he is. And he's getting better with age. It rarely happens that a man's teaching style can be coined into a single word, which all students under his guidance can identify with: being chomatized. It occurs only when, after patient hours of discussion, practice, and review, the light bulbs finally, suddenly go off in the student's brain, and when they get it, they keep it. Long after graduation and far into their employment phase. There are literally hundreds of graduates who owe Michael J. Joma a debt of gratitude for all his hard work. Here is a teacher who understands the phrase, give it back. It is with great pleasure I can introduce the man behind the myth. Ladies and gentlemen, join with me in a sincere applause for the Chomatizer, Mr. Michael J.
I hope I can live up to that introduction. And by the way, Melissa, great job one more time. That's a tough act to follow. I'd like to congratulate our graduates on being a milestone here tonight. And I have to tell you, some of the things that Mr. W. said, it echoes for all of us. I'd like to get to see the fruits of our labor. My favorite night of the year. See our graduates out there reaching that milestone in their career. And it's not a diploma or degree you get to take. It's a key. And that key is going to unlock many doors for the rest of your life. And we're not giving you anything, are we? What we call it permanent, right? Okay? Mr. Actor asked me to give the commencement speech tonight. He said, why don't you get some motivation? So, are you ready to get motivated? That's my Oprah Winfrey impersonation. Many students have said, I'm motivated. Well, continue with the Oprah thing. I've got a confession to make tonight. I've never motivated anyone. Think about it, I have proof right in front of me. Is everyone who came to orientation sitting here this evening? What I've had the opportunity to do over the past 35 years, thank you, Mr. W. for covering, is I've held a match. In every class I've ever started, I've had that match in my hand. It's called creating an environment for motivation. But you people here, you had the empathy. You had to bring it to me. If you didn't bring it to me, I couldn't make the magic happen. I couldn't show you that power of knowledge that you have received. So again, I've never motivated anyone to create an environment, but you motivated yourself. One of the things I thought about, as far as advice I can give you is, I think in everybody's careers, hopefully you're going to have that capacity to hold that match, to try to motivate someone. But again, there's certain tricks to follow, and if I can just pass it through the long shoot, probably one of the most important ones is you're always a role model. Think about that. Okay? The best thing you can do is lead by example. And I always say, never ask somebody to do something you're not willing to do yourself. As many homework problems you did, after 35 years, I could just flip pages. What do I do? I write them on the board with me, right? The reason why is repetition, repetition, repetition. And it pays off. You do remember. I call it the memory mansion. It's all up there something, right? Second thing is, to make good decisions, use a cool head and a warm heart. When you think about it, when you're in crisis, you've got to slow down, evaluate the situation, and as I tell all my students in psychology class, everybody's on the edge. We're all there. There's not one exception in this room tonight. It's how you handle it. I know you can do a good job. Next, it's within our power to change when we have to. The only constant in life is change. We've made many changes. I always say the toughest thing about getting a college education is walking in the front door. Because you've made that commitment to make change in your life. And I've never felt I've ever hurt anybody by giving them an education. Next, perception is reality. Change the perception, change the reality. Once in a while you have to be brave enough to ask that question. What the hell were you thinking? That's my Dr. Phil impersonation. Okay? And when you think about it sometimes, the thought process, perception, how you see things is your reality. When you're going to be working with people, just because you do it one way doesn't mean they're going to do it the same way. And again, ask what their intentions were when the results don't come up to what you expected. Why did they do what they did? The eternal question is why. Why do we do? Don't ask how, ask why. Focus on positives. Probably the most important thing you can do in life for yourself, the greatest gift you can give yourself, is develop an attitude of gratitude. Just be thankful for so many things in your life that you have, and to realize they're around you. You ever walk around those people who are always mad at the world? You just want to shake them sometimes and say, look around, look what you have, not what you don't have. I think that's important that you can pass that on to your employees too. Find a reason to laugh daily. Melissa said, we try to make it fun. God forbid school could be fun, right? We try in Newport every day. Make work fun too. I was so thrilled. I just went through one of my son's notebooks and he actually quoted it. Wow. Okay. He actually listened to me. I think he always listened, he never responded. He said, find a job you love, you never work a day in your life. And I've been so blessed. I hope you are too. And remember, if you work together, anything can be achieved. With the mind can conceive, the mind can believe. That's what the thought is. Sometimes a powerful way to motivate people, and I think it's very powerful using peers. It's one thing for us to stand up here and talk. Again, we always invite a graduate like Melissa to tell about their experience because they sat in that chair. And I happened to find a paper from one of your peers. I'd like to just read a little bit from it. You can relate to it, I'm sure you will in some way. It should motivate you. She wrote, I've been empowered with self-discipline. There have been many days when it would have been easier to quit or to walk away. All too often, I have given up on my dreams, on my hopes, because of the hurt and because of circumstances over which I felt I had no control. But now, I am able to abandon stress and hardship on my doorstep as I leave for school each day. Because of the self-discipline that they have taught me, I can separate my personal traumas from influencing my ability to achieve. This has been one of the most important lessons I've learned. Hand in hand with discipline is self-motivation. There's that word again. I've been taught to concentrate on what I want, not on the things that I do not want. I have work. I am a valuable human being. I've been taught that other people may or may not like me, however, I cannot control it. My feeling of self-worth comes from inside of me, not from outside sources. Self-respect is the opinion I have of myself. I have learned that maintaining self-esteem is a lifetime job. I realize that from time to time, self-esteem will slip, but there are steps to assure its resilience. Each mistake I make is a chance to learn. I must keep focused on the future, where I can make the changes that are needed. I must always remember that no one can be a better me than me. If I try someone else, I will fail. My life is a process of becoming the best I can be. Accepting myself today, making it possible for me to grow and develop. When I feel okay with me, I can risk change. There's some pretty powerful thoughts. And I'm happy to say that hopefully we put some of those in. I see it tonight. I've also decided that I'd like to read you a quick poem, and it's on success. And everyone in this room, I hope can relate to it in some way. You truly are successful. The poem was written by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It said, success is to laugh often and much. We did that. To win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children. I hear them back there. To appreciate beauty. Find the best in others. To leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or redeemed social conditions. To know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. And again, success is here to see. I put a little copy of this poem in. I hope you look back on it on good days at Newport Business Institute. I'm very proud to be associated with each and every one. Thank you.
This is probably the last time I get to teach you, preach to you, whatever you call it. Make you dress up funny, and I'm going to spend just a minute, just give you a minute of your time. It is an honor to be here today with the Newport Business Institute class of 2011. Graduates, today is your special day. This day will change your life. You are to be commended for all your hard work and discipline that took to achieve your goal. We all know that you did not get here without a support team, and most of those are sitting behind you right now. These are the family and friends who believed in you from the first admission visit to where you're here tonight. I would like you to stop and thank everyone who helped you to get here today. So please, graduates, stand, give the people behind you a round of applause. Your experiences here, I hope that you'll remember the superb group of teachers, faculty and staff of our school who asked you, who pushed you, encouraged you, and yes, he threatened you so that you could get here tonight. Please remember that we all believed in you, and we believed in your success. I want to wish you all the happiness and good health and prosperity, and I hope you'll continue to learn and grow in the careers that you have chosen. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you imagine. And always remember the NBI proud. Graduates, please stand. By the power vested in me and the Board of Directors of Newport Business Institute and the Accrediting Commission of Independent Colleges, the United States Department of Education, and by the Pennsylvania Department of Education, I now award the Associate Degree in Specialized Business and Diploma. You may now be seated. Terry?
The first degree we're going to award today is Business Administration and Accounting. So Mr. Choma, the accounting advisor, could stand as well. And this goes to Elaine Kelly. Elaine made the Dean's List at NBI, was a member of the Student Services, and was also president of our mentor group while here. Award is in Business Administration Management. Mr. Acker? Carl Feige. Carl also made the Dean's List at NBI, was president of the Student Services, and was also last year's DJ at our NBI graduation picnic. Glenda George. A member of our mentor group, and also made the Dean's List at NBI. Charmaine Griffin. Among her many accomplishments, Charmaine received a Perfect Attendance Award, was a perennial candidate for the Dean's List, a member of our mentor group, a who's who among students in American colleges and universities, and is a member in good standing of Newport's Alpha Theta Kappa Society. Recognizes outstanding academic attendance and community achievement. Charmaine was also elected Student of the Month by NBI's faculty. Amber Sylvester. Amber is a who's who among American students in American universities and colleges, Student Services Vice President, a regular member of our Dean's List, and was one of NBI's best student tutors. Amber was also elected Student of the Month by our faculty. Graduating with degrees in Business Administration and Medical Management. So Mrs. Shear and Mrs. Burrows, if you could please come up. Our first student is going to be Lori Angeli. Lori is a past Student Services President and a member of NBI's Dean's List. Cheyenne Brink. Cheyenne was a member of our mentor group and was selected as Student of the Month Student of the Month by our staff. He is a who's who among students in American colleges and universities and was a regular on NBI's Dean's List. We thank Joe for his service to our country, and we will all miss his drive and determination to become a better student and person. Sabedra Gorman. Sabedra is also a who's who in American universities and colleges and was chosen as Student of the Month by our faculty and staff. Sabedra was a regular on the Dean's List and was also a member of the mentor group. Melissa Gizzi. Melissa, tonight's student speaker, has a long list of accomplishments at NBI. They include Student Services President, who's who among students in American colleges and universities, a perennial Dean's List member, and a member of our mentor group. Melissa was also selected as Student of the Month by our faculty and staff. Kathy also made the Dean's List and was a member of the mentor group. As a member of Student Services, Kathy was among a select group of students who made this year's Walk for the Tour a huge success. Marissa Lake. Marissa was a member of Student Services and received Dean's List honors. Jennifer McCullough. Jen's mother, Glenda George, is also graduating tonight. Jen made the Dean's List and contributed to the mentor group and Student Services. Congratulate her on the birth of her daughter, Olivia. Dana Ogden. Dana was a member of Student Services, served in the mentor group, and was a Dean's List recipient. Lisa Schubert. Having more than one family member at a time is a popular trend at NBI. Lisa's sister, Lori Angeli, is also graduating tonight. Lisa was also a member of the mentor group and Student Services and was a regular on the Dean's List. Nancy Schaefer. Nancy possessed many achievements here at NBI, including Alpha Theta Kappa member, who's who among students in American universities and colleges, Dean's List awardee, Student Services, and president of the mentor group. She was also a starting shortstop for NBI's victorious Nancy is also a former Student of the Month. Dawn Zewak. Zewak, as she is affectionately called, was a member of our mentor and Student Services group, and was elected as Student of the Month by our faculty and staff. She was on the Dean's List in consecutive quarters, and you can congratulate her on her new job, which begins shortly after graduation. The next student will be receiving his degree in Business Administration and Travel and Hospitality Management. So Ms. Shank, if you can stand. Mike Ciccolini. Mike's achievements at NBI are almost too many to list. Alpha Beta Kappa member, who's who among students in American universities and colleges, Dean's List member, Student of the Month, Perfect Attendance Award winner, and member of the mentor group. Congratulations, Mike, on his new full-time position, and remember, Mike, you can always come back and help Mr. Profit. Meg made the Dean's List and was also a member of Student Services. Congratulate Meg on her position as Marketing Assistant at the Learning Tree School. Holly Thorne. Holly was also a regular on our Dean's List and has several typing certificates to her credit. She was also a member of our mentor group. Congratulations, Holly, on the birth of your beautiful daughter, Layla. The next students are going to be awarded certificates. They're part of our fast track program, so the following students receive certificates as administrative assistants. Dawn, please stand. Marlene Howe. Marlene is our very first fast track graduate. We were so impressed with her Dean's List and typing abilities that we decided to hire her as our newest registrar. Marlene will tell all her fellow graduates in on a big secret tonight. The staff at NBI is crazy. Erin Premick. Erin is also among our first fast track graduates. She too was a Dean's List member during her short stay here. Mr. W will be doing an exorcism on her computer next week to rid it of all its demons. Alright, the next group of students is also receiving a fast track certificate. This is with a medical option. Mrs. Shear and Lynette, if you can come back up. Carol Ciccolini. If this name sounds familiar, her son, Mike, is also graduating tonight. Like mother, like son, Carol had a perfect 4.0 GPA and made the Dean's List while she was here. She was also selected Student of the Month. Cindy Goldstrom. When Cindy first came to NBI, she had a concern that she would not be able to succeed. Now, 6 months later, as a member of the Dean's List and a Student of the Month, she is here tonight graduating. Congratulations, Cindy. Kathleen Hyshack. Kathy also made the during her stay with us in the fast track program. Kathy Jack Mullen will miss your daily visits regarding your possessed computer. Lois Rock. Known more for her laugh and infectious attitude, it should be noted that Lois also made the Dean's List during her stay in our fast track program. We all look forward to Lois's command performance playing the mandolin at Carnegie Hall. Melissa Sproul. Missy is also on the Dean's List. During her 6-month stay at NBI, she was also selected as Student of the Month by our faculty and staff. Marie Shoemaker. Marie is a Dean's List recipient, and her positive attitude working through her online studies makes her one of a kind. At this time, I would now like to present the Newport Business Institute Honor Award. These 2011 honorary awards go to the graduates who have the highest grade point average in their majors. The winners are the Professor Terry Sayre Award, which is the honor award for business administration and management, is awarded to Charmaine Griffith. The Reverend Bruno Pinto Award, which is an honor award for students in the BA for Business Administration, Travel and Hospitality Management, is awarded to Michael Ciccolini.
It's official, people. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the Newport Business Institute graduating class of 2011. Okay, everyone's invited to stay and enjoy the refreshments and cake, and we ask that you guys remain seated until all the graduates have exited. And now the benediction will be given by Reverend Redman.
You may be seated. I've been given permission and privilege to give a few words of encouragement to this graduating class. And as I look at you, I see you're not all newbies. Some of you have had some life experiences, and so I really honor you and congratulate you for your achievement. My dear graduates, you've come to this place in your journey where you've worked hard and you've attained a piece of the prize. but it's only a piece. You have accrued some knowledge through your use of your giftedness and your intelligence to lean forward and to experience a new level of life. But unfortunately, things aren't looking so good out there, are they? The job market is stagnant. It's confirmed we're in an economic recession. And I suspect corporations and businesses are not beating down your doors looking for someone just like you to fill a much-needed position. And reports are bleak that it will not get much better very soon. But I have good news for you tonight. Very good news. Your success in gaining employment, to use your skills and your talents and your intelligence, does not depend on the job market. In fact, your success has little to do with any external conditions. Your success has everything to do with what you will do with what God has given you. The timeless scriptures tell us to get wisdom. Wisdom's so much more than just intelligence and a degree. Wisdom is soul mixed with knowledge. And when you truly allow yourself to attain in your studies as you have, when you allow that to be mixed with your soul values, you can expect a high level of wisdom, which brings very high returns. See, wisdom comes from above. It doesn't come from Wall Street, businesses, corporations, or the hierarchy. We must be cognizant that true wisdom is found in God. And when we pursue Him, He will bless us with His wisdom. And His wisdom is powerful and it's infallible. I trust every one of you will pursue God's course for your life from here on in, because He has brought you to this point now. You know, one of the New Testament letters say it this way: I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, the intelligence of the intelligent I will frustrate. In other words, God will turn conventional wisdom on its head. His wisdom far exceeds human wisdom. The soul and the heart is where true wisdom flourishes. And so I encourage you to mix your mind and your thinking with your heart and with your soul. You'll be on your way to acquiring godly wisdom. And godly wisdom is what will bring you success. There will be a job placement just for you if you rely on God's wisdom. And here's what you all have in your favor. You are partakers and co-creators with God. You see, your studies have been in exploring and refining and acquiring your own creative skills in business matters. Creative minds have a much better chance at success as long as they don't get bogged down with negativity and all those other outside interferences. Creative minds have always gotten us out of jams and brought about solutions. And I believe one of you is on the threshold of bringing our nation back to a healthy and whole status, because you're going to use your creativity. You're going to use your God-inspired skills and your business wisdom. And so my encouragement for you and for all of us here gathered tonight and forever, as we're celebrating you and honoring your graduation, my encouragement is that you will seek the very wisdom of God and be assured of your own success according to His plans, because He has a plan for every one of you. The scriptures tell us only a fool says there's no God. See, the man and woman who truly recognize their Creator as their Redeemer, as their source of all wisdom, truly finds their way. And the way is promised to be an experience filled with abundance. So, whatever you do, do not let anyone rob you of your gift to the world. You were created to make the world a better place. Your talents and your skills are a gift. Use them and find true fulfillment. The great poet and pioneer of modern inspirational thought, James Allen, has an apropos word for all of us tonight. He wrote the very popular book, As a Man Thinketh, based on the biblical proverb, as a man thinketh, so he is. And here's what he said. The greatest achievement was at first, and for a time, just a dream. The oak sleeps in the air. The bird waits in the egg. And in the highest vision of the soul, a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the seedlings of realities. You are creators and dreamers of what you will create next. Your creations are the seedlings of reality, the reality of true and lasting wisdom. And so as you make your next move, make it with God as your creative navigator and CEO. Get ready for your next level of success, because I believe it's just around the corner. And now would everybody stand as we receive God's blessing for this evening. Receive God's blessing. As graduates, you go from this place guided and directed by Almighty God. Be in full surrender to His perfect will, so your way may be glorious. If you do, it may not always be easy, but it will be productive. The Lord bless you with a path always divinely lit, so you may always be able to walk in His light. So all who are in attendance this night, be gifted with godly inspiration and instruction as we all go our separate ways. In His most powerful name we pray it, and everyone say, Amen.
Wow, that was great.